So this story focuses on Chukotka, a region up in the northeastern part of the Russian Federation, a region particularly well endowed with natural resources, copper, gold, and a range of others, but a region that is one of an extremely harsh climate, minimum temperatures down to minus 55, summertime temperatures up at about plus 35, so a very broad range. So our journey starts in Moscow. We travel from Moscow to Magadan, an 8-hour flight still within the same country. From Magadan, a 4-hour flight to Bilibina, and then from Bilibina we travel by vehicle on a winter road that is technically closed, and we travel from Bilibina to the mine site, a journey of 240 kilometers, which takes us only 41 hours to complete. The truck itself that we traveled in is a 6-wheel drive Ural, very uncomfortable. Our luggage is in the vehicle with us, bouncing around as we bounce across this very, very difficult terrain. But we have with us a tank, essentially a tank without a turret, and the purpose of the tank is to rescue us when we get stuck, which we do. And we witness the incredible off-road capabilities of the tank in first pulling out another vehicle, and the ability that it has in terms of doing that. So a little bit later we get stuck, but we're not too concerned about that because we know that the tank is going to come and pull us out. And as we stand and wait, the tank drives past. It's a little way from the road, and it drives past and it drives past and continues on into the dusk. We were not expecting them not to see us, so none of us thought to whistle or shout or scream or anything, and they just disappeared, only to be seen again 11 hours later once they realized that they had passed us without seeing us. Anyway, they returned. It took them all of 3 or 4 minutes to pull our truck out, and they then were very diligent in terms of staying with us all the way onto the mine. So when we got to the mine, I was adamant that we were not going to travel in that vehicle again. It was very uncomfortable and dangerous. So they then put us in a new 6-wheel drive vehicle called a Kamaz. And we then did a much more comfortable journey out to the Burgachan community, which is a community of reindeer herders. And when we got to the community of reindeer herders, we engaged with them to understand where they operate, what it is that they need to do to manage their reindeer herds. And we then had the great privilege of being taken out on a snowmobile across a frozen river and then out into the Chukotka wilderness, where we eventually came across some members of the community who were putting the reindeer out to summer pasture, and we were able to go and see the reindeer, and we were able to interact with the Burgachan community to understand how this proposed mine could potentially impact on their lifestyle and on their subsistence. We then had an equally bumpy trip back to the mine, and the following day we then flew out from the mine to Bilibina in a really old looking but very brightly painted Sikorsky helicopter. Made a hell of a noise, but the flight was simply incredible. We saw the most amazing oxbow lakes, an environment that we saw from the helicopter, which was a mixture of snow and ice and bare trees and some mud and ground, and it was just this amazing combination of colors and environments. We engaged with some parties in Bilibina, and then the following day we flew from Bilibina to Pevek. This is a trip that takes you up through to the East Siberian Sea, and so much of what we flew over in the second journey on the helicopter was in fact a frozen sea, and that took us to the port city of Pevek, and Pevek will be the city that is used to export the product from the mine.